Hey, babe. I thought I would wear this wig to give the vlog a different feeling, but I didn't really bother to pin my real hair back or brush this wig, so I don't think it's looking so good. This is a product, not endorsement, review of a product, and it's, I really like to have a carbonated diet beverage in my house all the time. But sometimes that's something more I want later in the day, in the afternoon, even though it's almost 1. I woke up at 12. So for my body, it's not afternoon. So I haven't felt like drinking hot tea, so I get these crappy diet drinks. And it's usually Snapple. I've been liking diet Snapples. So I was having a peach Snapple phase, diet lemon iced tea, like lemonade iced tea, but I felt like that was delicious, but maybe not. I was paranoid it wasn't caffeinated enough because it had lemonade in it, maybe cutting out on the caffeine of tea. Regular diet. So I was at the store yesterday. Not yesterday, a couple of days ago. Let's get this. I'll see this one. I was kind of in a hurry. And I see this one. It's called Chopperaka Diet Snapple. And there's a picture of a mango, a pear, peaches, and I noticed later cinnamon. And it made me feel weird. And then when I got it home and had it, I noticed it's a Chopperaka. Did I just say that? Chopperaka Diet Snapple. I was like, why is it called Chopperaka? I'm like spinning the bottle around. And there's this rocker dude that I don't recognize. And it's Bret Michaels. I sort of recognized the name, and I said to Paul, I was like, who's Bret Michaels? And he was like, Poison. And he was like, no. I was like, I think Motley Crue. So there's this little paragraph. Chopperaka is taste bud tested and rocker approved. This diet Snapple was inspired by singer Bret Michaels, a lifelong type 1 diabetic who showed us that being a diabetic doesn't mean you have to sacrifice having a good time, just like Diet Snapple doesn't sacrifice great taste. So thanks, Bret, for inspiring this rockin' flavor and sharing your story with the world. It's okay. It's drinkable, but I don't like the cinnamon flavor there. I'd be so much happier if it was just tropical fruits, because I love tropical fruit drinks. So what the fuck? Was that Bret Michaels' idea or Snapple's? I don't know. And I think the bottle is kind of cute. I mean, it looked cheerful. It's one of the reasons I got it. And I saw these pictures of fruit. Didn't notice it's fucking annoying. Didn't notice the cinnamon stick there. I might not have bought it if I'd seen that. So I pulled one out this morning, and I'm like, oh, right here. I think it's just wind outside. So I just, I'm drinking it, and showing it to Paul because I felt like he hadn't absorbed the Bret Michaels part of things yesterday. And he's like, oh, you really want me to take this in? I was like, yeah. And why am I saying that? Because, so then we started joking around, like, Motley Crue were partying, and he's like, "Hey man, I have to shoot up my insulin." What you do in your finger? So then someone else in the band is like, "Hey, have you ever skin popped insulin?" And I was making jokes about shooting up insulin. I guess you had to be there. Oh yeah, it tastes alright, like I already said. We got to talking about Snapple in general. In New York, Snapple triumphs over Arizona. Years ago, okay, Snapple existed first, and it was like Mr. Snapple and Mr. Voltaggio, and they were partners in Snapple and Voltaggio. They had a falling out, and he went and formed Arizona. So they were once one, and they are major competitors. And in New York market, Snapple sells better. It's number one. And I've always, like I said, like I drank Snapple a bunch in college because it was like there. And after college, I never thought about Snapple. I probably never drank Snapple until like somehow, until I became a drink freak the last couple of years. It's become on my roster. Paul's always been a huge Snapple fan. But like I just, from like age 20 to age 40, I probably had it like, I don't even know if I had it at all. So, anyway, it's like, okay, so now that Snapple's on my radar, last couple of years, I've liked that it's in glass bottles, and since I've been deeply immersed in Paul's family in Arizona, I've hated their ugly fucking packaging, and that they have so many products. It's confusing. So I think I've mentioned this before, and like it's like, who are you? Like they have no identity, but they're pretty popular because those big cans are only 99 cents. And I have to admit, when I lived in Chicago, I did used to buy, and also in San Francisco when I was working out a lot, I would buy those 99-cent cans of honey green tea, maybe diet honey green tea. Like I would drink one before working out to get pumped, or I would drink one at work to get pumped. So I was once a consumer of Arizona. Anyway, I've grown to despise Arizona. Even before I got into Snapple, like when we first moved here, I was like, fuck this company, man. Like, because of John. And Voltaggio seems like this evil man that lives in a castle. He lives in a castle that he had built, a castle on an island off Long Island. And John is his right man, number one right man, and nobody knows what John's job title is. And at every family function, he just falls asleep. Can hardly blame him, but it's still rude and weird. There's something like fucked up and suspicious about Arizona that nobody knows about, but like me, the in-law of the family. So, I was just chatting with Paul before we went to work. I was like, I like Snapple better than Arizona. Oh, he was like, that bottle's kind of like giving me a snap of Arizona feeling, because it's got like a celebrity on it and a busy looking label, which I think the label looks cute. It's not like an Arizona label that's totally chaotic, but their lemonade iced tea has Arnold Palmer on it, because that drink is called an Arnold Palmer traditionally. I guess he invented it. But this, I don't know, I guess that's the only person I can picture on a Arizona can drink. It's Arnold Palmer. But Paul was like, oh, they're going like they're following the lead of Arizona, and that upset me. And I don't think it's true. Although maybe having a weird celebrity endorsement, I don't know. And so we're talking about tomorrow, and Paul's like, you know that Snapple is in the lead in New York, but not in the rest of the country. And it's totally Arizona everywhere. And it's rare to find Snapple elsewhere. And do you find that to be true as an Oregonian? But he said he saw a billboard that was like, Snapple is #1 in New York. Please spread the word to the rest of the U.S. And I was like, well, if I'm in New York, how can I buy a Snapple in Idaho? How can I help? And he was like, no, it's like something about like a survey, like please do this survey and praise Snapple. And then that survey would go out to retailers in other states, and they would see like, wow, like in New York, it's like big news. Like we should start carrying it in our stores in other parts of the country. So that made me sad that Snapple is. But you know what? They're going strong here. You see Snapple everywhere. It's made me more of a Snapple loyalist. I mean, I think Snapple's, as far as these shitty diet drinks go, I like it. And I like, if I weren't a little tooth and weight conscious, you know, I'd be maybe buying the not diet ones and liking them even more, I think. Although I've kind of grown to prefer diet drinks. That's my Snapple story. Well, I have a few minutes. I finished a story that I wrote. I think like a week ago, no, the weekend. And I typed it all up to show Paul, and I read it, my typed up version, and I saw some mistakes, like some copy paste mistakes, like so I gotta fix that up, and then I'm gonna send it to you. It's 6 pages. I hope in your busy life you get a chance to read it. Snapple-Vyvanse, the movie Limitless. I want to see it. I heard about it on Data Lounge like a long time ago, and like it was like a thread about psychiatric stimulants, and somehow like, oh, it was like someone was like, I can't take Adderall anymore, or I don't want to take Adderall, like are there any alternatives? And then someone was like, there's Vyvanse, and then that like sparked a conversation about this movie, and it is based on Vyvanse. Vyvanse is a newer one, and like, so obviously like the dude in the movie becomes like super mind power, maybe even physical strength increases. So what happens if you take actual Vyvanse? Then I did a quick Google, and I found out that it is based, the movie is based on it. And also though that, and it's pretty much some kind of speed, but as associated with, like I said, this severe mood swings. You would think that Adderall would be too. I don't know. Or maybe like you're taking your Adderall and you're fine, and one day if you don't have access to your Adderall, maybe you're not fine, mood-wise. But I don't know if Vyvanse, I don't know what the deal is. How the fuck did she get someone else's prescription? Did this person just sell it to her? Why would she sell it, her prescription to her? I guess, who knows? You know, I gave you a bottle of Valium because I wasn't reacting well to it. 14:37, gotta go, I think. But yeah, Lauren. Okay, bye.